Thangam Dambanair was the shadow leader of the House, and she used to take Penny Mordaunt to task most weeks, and I did enjoy watching her bring her down a peg or two. So when they swapped her out for Lucy Powell, I thought it wasn't going to be as good. But I'm pleased to say that I was wrong. In last week's business questions, Lucy hit the Tories with a whole list of instances that may have broken the ministerial code. And you know what Penny Mordaunt had to say about it? Nothing. She just banged on about fighting again.
Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid I return again to a running theme: the disrespect and disregard the government has for Parliament. We were both appalled, I know, that the Prime Minister chose the very first day of recess to announce a major shift in government net zero policy from Downing Street, while the Leader of the House sat in the front row and cheered. It's no wonder he was ducking parliamentary scrutiny, with his fiction of 7 bins and meat taxes, and his substance met with alarm by industry and investors. It's not a one-off, but a pattern, no matter how many times you, Mr. Speaker, pull them up on it. Again this week, the Justice Secretary announced to the press first he's abolishing short prison sentences, something the ministerial code forbids. And of course, we've had the Great Northern Train robbery, denied for weeks and finally announced at Conservative Party conference. Despite MPs having spent 1,300 hours of legislative time on HS2 bills, we've had no say on it. Only this Prime Minister could cancel major rail infrastructure to Manchester whilst in Manchester. This shoddy, back-of-the-fag packet new transport plan affecting many constituencies hasn't withstood exposure with reality. Most of the new schemes were already announced, previously cancelled or completed years ago. Others simply illustrative. Euston Station remains a pipe dream, and Network North now reaches Cornwall. It turns out that Spreadsheet Guy can't even read a spreadsheet. It's a disgrace, the contempt this government has for Parliament, and we have a Leader of the House who claps along. But Parliament need answers. The Secretary of State is under the illusion he made it the day before. Pull the other one. Yet the video shared from their party conference was clearly made days earlier in Downing Street. When was this taken? And should a party conference video be made in Downing Street at all? There's another pattern here too, Mr. Speaker. Conservative HQ has released videos of Conservative members and a Cabinet Minister announcing government projects. Can the Leader of the House assure us that Conservative members aren't being given advance notice of government announcements? And if they are, will she confirm this breaches the ministerial code? Finally, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to congratulate the Leader on achieving meme status for her conference speech. So why doesn't she stand up and fight for Parliament? Stand up and fight for members to hear government policies first, or for colleagues not to be hoodwinked when big decisions are taken? And why doesn't she stand up and fight for trust to be restored in politics? The truth is, she's more interested in standing up and fighting for her own leadership ambitions.
She criticises me very robustly about my role as this House's representative in government. I hope to be able to reassure the House of my record on that front. First of all, I hope Mr. Speaker would support this, that I have always ensured and followed up any criticism this House has made of any government department. I'm not going to apologise, Mr. Speaker, either for standing up and fighting for this country. And I think my record, even prior to taking this role, has been that I have stood up and fought for this House. The first year of the pandemic, honourable members will know, I spent every single day on the phone to all members of this House, updating them in my role as Paymaster General on what was happening, and I take my responsibilities as this House very, very seriously indeed. But I shall always stand up and fight for this House and my country. I will not be lying down with Just Stop Oil and damaging our energy security. I will not be lying down potentially with the Liberal Democrats and the honourable lady's encouraging words about proportional representation. I will not be lying down with the SNP. The honourable lady will be very pleased to hear, and contemplating assisting them on a a second referendum. Those are the facts, Mr. Speaker, and I can understand why Labour don't like them, which is perhaps why they have chosen to ban some news programming available on Freeview to anyone operating in the Senate.
One of the instances Powell called out was the Justice Secretary, and you can see Chris Bryant pulling him up on the video that's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.